it's me, Rena from Snowworks Crochet, and in today's video, I wanted to do another one of those crochet in one day challenges. Not the 24 hours of crochet challenge that I posted, I don't know how long ago that was, but I posted it at one point. But I wanted to do a how many can I make in one day video. Some of you might have found me through my Daisy Coaster series, and with that, welcome, hi, I make YouTube videos. Not very good ones, but here I am. And I also have an Etsy store that I don't really promote very often, mainly because there's 3 listings and probably 2 of them have already expired and I need to renew it. But I want to fix that a little bit by adding a new item to my Etsy shop. And I was thinking I wanted to make Daisy coasters, yay! I don't want to exactly put the Daisy coasters I made from that series though on there. I actually want to try making more unique listings. And so in today's video, while I try and make as many Daisy coasters as possible, I also want to try making inventory for those listings. And hopefully by the time this video is posted, I will actually have inventory, pictures, and these will actually be active on my Etsy shop for purchase. It's about 10 a.m. right now, but before I get started, I want to share some of the color palettes I had in mind for these listings because I wanted to offer different color palettes. For those of you who are not familiar with the Daisy Coaster series, this is the Daisy Coaster I was referencing. It is using a lot of my cotton. It is a flower pattern by the Crochet Fix, and if you want to make your own, feel free to. It's a lovely pattern, very easy to make. You can make all sorts of different color variations with this, but I have this pattern memorized in my head at this point because I made so many of them literally every single day. Okay, I cleaned up a little bit. I gathered all the yarn that I want to use specifically for the Etsy listing on coasters, and let's make my first coaster. So the very first coaster I'm thinking of making is black and white because I think everyone wants something a little bit basic. I don't think I've quite timed myself making this, but I have a rough estimate that it takes about 15 minutes for me to make a coaster, especially even when I weave in my ends. And I'm hoping I can do that this time because it will definitely just make my life a lot easier to do. Also gotta get that momentum, you know? This pattern is fairly easy. I made it so many times for my daily shorts series that I've memorized the pattern at this point, so it's nothing, like literally nothing. I have about 7 potential listings I want to do for this, and I think they'll be very interesting. The 7 listings I have are monochrome pastels, 2 types of retro color themes, and rainbow, and millennial gray. Oh yeah, I have one called cottage core and one called millennial gray because those are my 2 favorite color schemes. And they're popular and trendy enough colors, I think someone will go for it if I actually do the SEO correctly, which I have a feeling I won't, but it's okay. It's okay. So before I tell you my goal for today, I want you to guess down in the comments how many do you think I'll be able to make. It's about 11 right now as I'm crocheting and talking to this camera. I'm making this more of like an average workday type of thing where I try and make as many as possible within a working day. You know, not like, you know, where I'll take breaks and eat and stuff, right? So I'm curious how many you think I will make in today's video. I have a goal of how many I want to make, but I want you to guess how long it'll take me to make. Here's a hint. I roughly timed myself and it takes about 15 minutes to make about 1. So based off of that, how many do you think I will make today? Take a guess. My goal for today is 2 sets of each listing. And each listing, I'm hoping to have sets of 6. So if I have 7 listings times 6 times 2, it's about 84 coasters, I think, if I did the math right. And now that I say that, I don't think I'm gonna get that, but okay, maybe I should readjust my goal to 1 of each set. So 6 times 7, 42. Can I get 42 coasters? I don't know. We'll see. We'll try for that, because I would like to try. I would like to have at least 1 of each set, and it allows me to make every single coaster in the set, so that way I can actually get photos and all that. Now, for anyone curious on the yarn I'm using kind of a mixture of the Hobby Lobby I Love This cotton and Premier cotton. When choosing the colors, I picked out the KNC cotton I had on hand, because KNC is a Joann's brand, and with Joann's going out of business, I didn't want to make my inventory based upon something that can only be found at Joann's, you know? It wouldn't make sense. I wanted to find brands that had a reliable source of yarn. So I chose colors that would fit accordingly. A lot of it's Premier and a lot of it's the Hobby Lobby I Love This cotton. In my series, I was using Hobby Lobby I Love This cotton, Premier cotton sprout, and the KNC cotton. But for an Etsy listing, I don't think using the KNC cotton is a wise decision. So I removed it from my choices. First daisy coaster done. I know in previous challenges I have not woven in my ends, but for this challenge I'm going to do that because it's a lot easier to weave in the ends for this than it is for like a granny square or something. I'll keep working on this over time and I'll check in later. So I just went to lunch because I was hungry. I went and picked up some stuff at Paris Baguette, and let me show you my haul. But just for reference, I got my power back like 12 hours ago after losing it for 4 days. So my fridge is super empty and it's still raining outside. So even though they fixed the primary thing that had my power out, I don't trust it yet to restock my fridge because I don't want to buy something and then have to restock it later and waste money if my power goes out again. But in the meantime, let me show you what I got. I got some milk bread that I will be eating later. I got myself a chicken caprese salad. I got this super cute slice of tiramisu. And then I bought and then here I have a tiramisu tart and a strawberry lemon croissant. Excuse the background noise because I opened a window, but I am almost done with a whole set of my Millennial Gray coasters, and they're looking fantastic. I really like them. I need to weave in the ends, but that's a pretty easy task to do. And it's 3, so my goal of 42 coasters is probably not happening. Okay, here's an update that I need to make because my wrists are starting to hurt a little bit. It is 5:18 p.m. Here are all the coasters I have completed. As I said before, I'm not making that goal, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 coasters completed. And you know how I said I was gonna weave in my ends as I went? Yeah, I lied. That didn't happen. I'm gonna rest my hands for a little bit, zone out just a tad, and I will get back to making more coasters. I basically have completed 1 set of coasters so far. I'm hoping to complete at least a 2nd set. Cool.
What are you doing?
I'm crocheting.
Why?
Because my dumbass decided to do a crochet challenge.
Why?
Because I'm dumb.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Have you considered not being dumb?
It's for clout.
What? Why does dumb give you clout?
You're asking, dude, have you seen the YouTube For You page? Dumb does equal clout. That's why people do it, but...
I suppose that's, like, kind of true. But, like, have you just considered not being dumb?
No.
Why?
Because I'm dumb. You can't... It's a fundamental thing that can't be changed.
I don't know if I agree. You can make yourself not dumb.
How?
By, like, trying to learn new things and become better. You know?
Why do that when I can just do the same thing all the time without thinking?
I'm not gonna lie, this has gotten a lot too deep, a lot deeper than I thought it was going to. I'm, like, actually thinking about shit now.
Okay.
Bruh, my brain's not equipped for the... Fuck, I'm dumb too. No. I've been defeated. Curse you.
Oh, this was not intended, but this is great. I got more coasters made. So now I have so now I have one full set. This is my second full set. And I have a half set right here. So I now have 1, 2, and like 2/3 of a sets of coasters. And I need 7. So I could either finish this one since I'm almost done with it, or I can start a new one with different colors. I'm not sure what I want to do, honestly, but that's my progress so far, and it is 8:06. So based upon the fact that I have made 16 coasters, it takes me about 20 minutes to make each coaster. 20 times 16, that's like 5-ish hours of crocheting. So I am kind of on the fence of whether I want to just finish this set or just make another set or just stop for today.
I had this for a project that I was working on. Its color is covered up, but I'm pretty sure it's like red or like brick red or... Pour plein d'autres gens, c'est la magie, l'amour, les baguettes, Paris. Que reste-t-il de nos amours? Que reste-t-il de ces beaux jours?
So I was just making a bunch of centers to make the flower coaster making easier, and I just used up a skein of yarn in one day. This white skein was new and unopened when I first started this, so it's a lot. Hello, it is the next day, and since the last time I checked in, I was able to finish one coaster and I guess part of a second one while in bed since the last time I updated you. So that leaves me with 17 coasters that I completed in one day. That's like a third of my goal, I think. But you know what? My goal was also unrealistic. So with that, I will be concluding this video. I need to weave in all of these ends and finish up the other coasters I wanted to make for my launch. Now, when do I plan on having these available on Etsy? I'm not entirely sure. I'm leaning towards end of May they will be available, even if it is no longer springtime anymore. The timing of me making these is a little bit off, but you know what? That's okay. You can use coasters all year round. With that, I will conclude my video here, and thank you for watching. Bye!